Yeah, it was 2011 Fallout 3. Because LP number 3 was Skyrim. Yeah, the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, which I was very excited about. And I didn't like in the end. And the reason why I didn't like it is because... Well, I've gone over that before, no need to bring up old grudges, eh? But I didn't like Skyrim, and that reflected my LP. I started off like, yeah, I now know enough about the game to do a proper LP. And then by the end of it, I was like, I'm just gonna do the Mages Guild. And a lot of people, rightfully so, were angry at me for that. And I can completely understand your anger at me for not completing the entire game. But I still, to this day, have not completed Skyrim, because part of me because the game is so good at side quests in certain ways, and part of it because it's not a very good game. But I did Skyrim not very well. And yeah, it was 15 parts. I tried to do a Dawngate thing, didn't like the DLC Dawngate. Did go back to Skyrim many a time, especially with Hearthfire. And yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about Skyrim. The quality of the series was, for the most part, decent. Not great, not terrible. The audio quality was okay, not as good as it is today, not as bad as it was in Fallout 3. Enough said, my voice was still pretty squeaky. Moving on, Pokemon Colosseum. LP number 4, Pokemon Colosseum, was a big stepping stone for me, because before Colosseum, and even still to this day, I am a little bit shy. Oh my god, I'm a little bit shy. And that's really surprising, I'm sure, to most of you. Why do I do YouTube videos? But yeah, I have a lot of weird social anxieties about not doing things, like not saying certain things to certain people, not asking proper questions, like asking for a form or something. I feel really anxious around people, and even doing socially acceptable things, like leaving your seat at a certain time to go get some food or something. Things like that, I have a anxiety about it, and I just can't do them. I can force myself to do them, but it takes a lot to force myself to do things. And certain things, I just can't do it. I can't force myself to do certain things like that. And I know this is not make sense to a lot of people, and it's not diagnosed. I haven't gone to a doctor about it. But, I mean, it's probably just a normal thing, right? But I'm just so socially anxious about certain things. And one of those things for a long time was recording with people around. I was so very anxious about it. I just didn't like recording anything with one people in the room, and I'll never do that to this day. 2 people in the house, yeah, I know, right? And certainly if there were any people in the house, I would never do anything other than just simply talk. Even then, I put on a bit of an accent and I over-pronunciate words, as I'm sure you've noticed. So it's really awkward for me. And Colosseum didn't help my social anxiety with recording with people around. What it did do, though, is let me express myself a little more. And I did that through terrible voice acting. But it was fun, man. Pokemon Colosseum was fun. It was like a 5-day stint. Like, it wasn't a long stint at all. I recorded that series in like a 5-day adventure through the game that I loved. And I just recorded the entire series and then rendered it out and uploaded it. And there were some terrible voices in that series. There was like a Welsh Austrian, I can't even still do it. There's like a Welsh/Scottish Austrian voice, and then for one of the female characters, I just used my voice. Self-deprecating from the age of like 10. And yeah, and I also did like an Elvis voice. Like, I'm not even gonna bother doing the voices. I half tried to. I did like an Elvis voice. Did a German accent, which I still think is pretty good. Accent not bad. Especially now I know a little bit of German language. I think it's gone from like gay German to a little gruffer, and I think it sounds a bit better. I like the German accent, but you know, probably not the greatest accents in the world. But it was fun, and it got me to a level where I've lost a lot of shame through YouTube. I'm not ashamed of a lot of things anymore. I'm still not inclined to show people my YouTube channel, because in the infancy of my channel I said some fucked up shit, And I have views on here that I no longer hold. Of course I do. And I say some fucked up shit sometimes. So I'd rather people not go perusing through 400 videos and like 100 hours worth of content that I have on here and find some fucked up shit that I said. But you know, if people want to see it, they can see it, and I'm gonna record for the people on YouTube who want to watch me, my people out there, people who I still have commenting on my videos to this day, and people that I really enjoy talking to about my channel and about YouTube in general, because it's a good topic. It's interesting to me. YouTube is probably always going to be a part of my life. It's replaced TV in so many ways for me. But Pokemon Colosseum was a huge step forward for me on a I guess a mental level, on an acting level, on my personal commentary and what I add to the game in terms of voice. And Red Dead Redemption was a different beast. Now, I don't know where to go from here, because once we get into the territory of Red Dead Redemption, we start to go into the year 2013. And the year 2013 was huge. I still to this day believe 2013 was the best year for Matsudiro. Maybe not on a view standpoint, probably not on a view standpoint, although money did start coming in a little bit better once I got partner towards the end. But in terms of just content, like I off the top of my head I can name 3 series that I did that year. All of them I think are pretty good, but if I had to think about it, I could probably name more. You know, 3 is all I can think of at the moment. Maybe zombies. Oh, the pod. Yes, so many series in 2013. The more I think about it, good. I'm glad I can actually think of those things now. There was a resurgence. I was on top of things. Marshall came back, which spurred me on even more. Huge spur on from Marshall when he came back. I was just so motivated after he came back to match him in so many ways. Oh no, my screen is like really fucked up right now because I've got so much grime on it. I haven't cleaned it in ages, and the light's hitting it. The gameplay is starting to get terrible, and I apologize. Hopefully, you're just here for the audio now. But I should have really pre-recorded some of this footage, but I couldn't be arsed. Call of the Dead. I shouldn't have gone for that one. This one's slightly harder than the other ones. What the hell? Okay. What was I talking about? So year 2013. I'll start by talking about the Round Table. So the Round Table was formed after the dissolving of a community channel known as Project Synergy. I've also skipped my time with Ken Gamers, but we don't need to talk about that again. If anyone would like to know more about my time on YouTube, feel free to ask some questions in the comment section. I will answer as openly and honestly as I can. So Project Synergy, to make a long story short, was a community channel run by a bunch of FM Football Manager gamers, and that dissolved, and some of the more active people in that group decided to form a channel called the Round Table HD for some reason, even though, you know, everything's in HD these days. Anyway, managed to form a channel called the Round Table HD. Also, I'm pretty sure there were some videos on that channel that weren't in HD. Looking at you, Dino. And on that channel, we made a couple of series. I think I was involved in 3. That's right. But the third one is FM, and we'll talk about Football Manager separately. So the first one that I really want to talk about is Civilization 5. Yeah, let's go with that. Civilization 5: The Cold War. One of my favourite series I've ever made. It was an all-night session with Tanner, and I think we made some magic that night. There was so much shit in that session that I thoroughly enjoyed, man. Tanner and me did some serious work in the game on the mic, and some of the bits there was a lot of low times. I think it was like a 12-hour series or something. Yeah, it probably was actually a 12-hour series. There were a lot of low points, don't get me wrong, but it was a series that to this day, if you ask me for my top 3 series, the Civ 5 Cold War is in there, and that might surprise a lot of people because it's not as great as I make it out to be every now and then. But It is good, man. I really like that series. And then there is the Roundtable podcast, later renamed to the Roundtable Discussion, and then renamed to the Sunday Podcast. So, this podcast, man, it's been... So one of the few things I was not reliable on in 2013 was the podcast. We have done like 13, 14, 15 episodes in like a year. We have not been reliable with our podcast at all. It's co-hosted by myself, Dino, and then originally it was Tanner Hannum, and then he dropped off the grid, at least on a social, like a YouTube social aspect. He still uploads his too quite well for himself, fair play to the lad, but he doesn't talk to us anymore, and now it's co-hosted by myself, Dino, and Colin Dean, and Marshall Peterson, otherwise known as the Event Horizon X. So that was cool. That's a thing, and yeah, I still want to do that on a not so regular basis, but I have to see what the future will hold. And then I think we should talk about Football Manager. Yeah, Football Manager was also a big step for me because it was easy. It was my first game that the first series I'd ever done on a PC, and it was a series that I actually managed to upload regularly for like 50 parts. It was cool. I enjoyed making it. I did a couple of cool things with it, like editing wise. I put on some music for goals and like put in some stats and some graphics, and it ended up being one of my favourite series to make. Maybe not the best to watch and record. And I also did one on the Roundtable called the Roundtable Revolution, which was also really cool from a gameplay standpoint because I had to add in all my friends. That was cool to me. Aside from that, we can now move on to... Oh, I should just mention really quickly. Call of Duty Zombies will be, has been, will be, and will always be a consistent backbone of my channel. Call of Duty Zombies is easy to play when I'm not fucking talking over it. When I'm not talking and rambling and ranting and not paying attention. Usually easy to play. I can get a bunch of cool footage for you guys and I can talk over the back of it. It will always be here. Always here for channel updates and random commentary videos, and I will continue to use it as my go-to source of gameplay. But aside from Call of Duty Zombies, I can now talk about the most recent 2 Let's Play series. First of all, Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption was a huge step forward for me from an editing standpoint, and is a turning point for me in terms of editing. In fact, it is such a huge turning point, let me tell you this. Before Red Dead Redemption, and even for the first 10 parts of that series, the only editing software I had ever used was Camtasia. No, sorry. Was Windows Movie Maker. There you go. After that, I started to use things like Camtasia. In fact, Camtasia was my editor of choice until 10 months ago, when I started using Sony Vegas, which is now my editor of choice, and is probably going to be for a while. I've toyed with Premiere, toyed with getting Premiere. I have actually toyed around with Premiere. I have it actually. I don't have the Adobe Suite on my laptop, I don't think, so I'm not sure whether I got this one legally, but let's not talk about that. So I have Premiere, and it's good because I have an NVIDIA graphics card, which, you know, for those of you who don't know, Adobe Premiere uses CUDA cores in the NVIDIA graphics cards to make rendering and general editing a lot faster, so Premiere is probably going to be a long-term solution to my editing problems. But for the moment, I'm sticking with Sony Vegas, which is good, it's powerful, it's not as fast as I might like in any respect, rendering, editing, anything, but it is certainly a beast of a rendering editing system, editing software, because it has so many tools. The layers are really awesome to use. It has support for transparency, which not a lot of simple editing programs will have, and you know, the tracks are freaking godsend. The way you can edit audio is really awesome. The way you can edit video is really... Sony Vegas is a godsend. But Sony Vegas didn't come from Red Dead, it came from New Vegas. What came from Red Dead was the fact that I needed to stop using freaking Movie Maker. God. And yeah, Red Dead was a step forward. I actually edited things, I actually cut things out. I prepared myself before the video started about what quests I was going to do in the video. What a shocking revelation is that. Yeah, I know. It's just Red Dead was a huge step forward for me. And if you watch the first 10 parts, you might be like, what? Huge step forward? This is dreadful. Once I leave the US and go to Mexico in that series, I was on a mission. For those of you who weren't around, in the summer of 2013, I did something impossible for me, and I uploaded a video every day until a job was done. And I actually did it. I think I was on part like 30, maybe less. And I said to myself, I'm finishing Red Dead Redemption so I can get to New Vegas. And so I said I will upload a video every day until Red Dead Redemption is finished, and I did it. Well edited, mind you. Well edited. It was a good series, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing it. And it was alongside the FM series. After the FM series and the Red Dead series were done, I moved, actually just before, but my coup de grace, my next love, my favourite series that I've ever made, and the one I pour all of my heart and all of my love into, Fallout New Vegas. So it's probably my favourite game of all time, give or take. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorneys, Dual Destinies is still in contemplation for me. Whether it's better or worse is something that I really do. I think I know New Vegas inside and out, so I think I just need to keep playing Dual Destinies until I figure out exactly my opinion of it. But in terms of New Vegas, it's in the conversation. It'll always be in the conversation, because for like 4 years or however long it's been since it came out, it's been in my disc tray or on my Steam account or somewhere near my game playing device, and I've played it on all 3 platforms, and it's never got old. I've got like I must have like 1,000 hours into it by now, and it is a brilliant game. Now New Vegas, it's no surprise to hear New Vegas is a massive step forward for me. But it's not just a massive step forward in one element. It's a massive step forward in every element. In so many ways. My entire channel has gotten better and better and better in the 16 months since that series started. Part of that's because of Red Dead, which happened. What happened is I started the Fallout series and then decided to do that Red Dead Redemption marathon, and then went back to the Fallout series. So in a lot of ways, that was a mistake. But the Fallout series has improved my channel on a massive basis. My editing has gotten much better. My recording methods have gotten much better. I switched to the PC. I mean, come on, it's just so much better. My creative engine has gotten so much better because I can do things like the short circuit miniseries that I'm editing at the moment. I can work with people. The comments have been great, and working with Marshall on certain miniseries we've been doing has been so great, and moving my channel on in such a big way, like, uploading 3 videos a week, give or take every week for the last 14 months. Yeah, I've missed like a month or 2 over those 14 months, but hey, it's massively moved my channel forward. And hopefully it's going to move it forward into the future. So, to the title of this video, 4 years and counting. What does the future hold for Matsudiro Gaming? Not much. Not much in my head at the moment. Phoenix Wright is going to be on here. This is a promise that I give to you right now. At the end of my channel's life cycle, all 3 Phoenix Wright games will be played, recorded, and uploaded. Because they're brilliant and I want to do it, and I don't care how many years it takes me, it will be done. Here's a promise that I might not be able to keep. Deus Ex Human Revolution is a game that I have toyed with being my next LP for 2 years now, and is great on its own back. It's a short game that I really want to cover really well, and it is a game that needs to be covered. Whether I can do it or not, I don't know. I've started recording the thing like 4 times. It's great, but I need to do it for once. Just do it. Earthbound is a good game too. In fact, in my opinion, it is one of the few games I would give 10 out of 10 to. Not because it's my favorite game of all time, purely because it is the perfect game in its genre. It is one of the few games that I find zero problems with in the RPG genre. So I give it a 10 out of 10. But and its sequel, Mother 3, which is just as good, if not better. It's great. It's unfortunately not available legally in English. There is also a fan-made Mother 4 on its way this year, maybe next. I can't really remember. And the whole Mother series deserves a tackle from Matsudiro Gaming. Whether it will eventually get one or not, unfortunately, is really up in the air at the moment. But it deserves it. It deserves it a lot. What else can I talk about that could happen in the future? Football Manager. I mean, Marshall bought me Football Manager 15 for my birthday, so I've got the very possible opportunity to go out there and play that on the channel. That is certainly a likelihood, because it is a series that's been successful for my channel in the past. It's a series that's easy to record, a series that I like doing. Depends on how much I like the game, but I'll certainly give that one a bash. In terms of other stuff, FIFA. I mean, I have FIFA 15 and I played it and I enjoy it. I just don't know how to make good videos out of it. If anybody wants to see me play FIFA, go ahead and leave it in the comments. What do you want me to see me do? I'm not doing Ultimate Team. Sorry, I just want to put that out there. Not doing Ultimate Team. Don't like it. Don't want to play it. So there you go. Obviously, Fallout 4. When it comes out, if it comes out, one day there will be a Fallout 4 LP on this series, on this channel. I guarantee it. And whether or not it comes 2 years after the game is out, like New Vegas, 3 years after the game is out, like New Vegas, or whether it comes day one, I'm not quite sure yet. I don't think it'll be day one. I think I'll do something on day one, like guides and stuff and reviews, but not gonna do an LP, because an LP requires, in my opinion, a lot of knowledge about the game, knowledge that I probably won't have. But Fallout 4 is definitely a thing. And then I don't think I'll go away from YouTube. Back 2 summers ago, when I talked about Fallout New Vegas and, at the time, the future of my channel, I mentioned that after New Vegas, probably going to be retiring. But at 4 years and counting, I've done a lot of work on this channel. It hasn't really been rewarded in money or success in a huge way, but it's rewarded me in the sense of pride that I have in my channel. And what I have here is skills on YouTube that aren't as good as other people's, not by any stretch of the imagination. Skills that are held back by a work ethic and a lack of time, certainly. But skills that could be put to good use on this video platform. Skills, and also like ideologies. I leave YouTube, and I'm still going to be talking to myself when I play video games. And I'm still going to be watching YouTube videos. I don't think there's a way I can actually leave YouTube. So I think you can always count on a Matsudiro video coming up at least once in a blue moon. Aside from that, yeah, I mean, I should mention this. Next year, around September or October, I will be heading off to university. I'll be moving to a place where I'll be very crowded, a lot of people. My social anxiety may get the better of me, and I may fail to record because I've got people around me. But my computers are coming off with me. Maybe I'll have time. I've been told by a lot of people in the YouTube scene who've gone that it's fine, that you'll have time, especially in your first year, to do everything you want to do. So maybe, but I just like to give you guys the worst case scenario. So next year, in October or September, that could well be it for me. You could never see me on YouTube again. But I would doubt it. Personally, I would bet against it, because I can't keep myself away. So you shouldn't have to worry too much on that front. Aside from that, I mean, there's nothing much else to talk about. Yeah. I think that's it. I've had a good old rant at you guys today. Felt good. all good. If you enjoyed, you know what to do. In fact, don't thumbs up this video or leave a comment. Well, you can leave a comment. Go ahead. I'd like to hear from you guys on a couple of things I discussed in this video, but don't thumbs up this video. Well, you can, obviously, but I'd much rather you go and support my other series, because this is the type of video that's for you guys more than it is for attracting new people or putting my skills out there. This video is for you guys to know what's going on rather than anything else. So I'd rather you go out there and support the series where I actually put a lot of effort into them, like New Vegas or some older stuff. Have you guys checked out the classics recently? Red Dead, Coliseum, even Fallout 3, even Undead Nightmare. If you find things that are so bad they're good, funny. So yeah, the voice might be a bit squeakier, the editing style a lot worse, but sometimes you can't beat a little bit of nostalgia. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.